In this video, we're going to take a look at storing Marvel Legendary, the deck building game, from everything from the core set to the most recent release. Hi guys, Mike back again with another board game storage solution video. This is, well, my solution, at least anyway, for Marvel Legendary, which is a deck building game from Upper Deck. Really cool game. And this is how I'm storing it. I currently own absolutely everything released for Marvel Legendary, apart from the villains stuff. There is a core set of villains and then one expansion called Fear Itself. I don't own those. Everything else I own. So we are storing the main box, the core game, which is in front of you, and the big box expansions, Dark City, Secret Wars Volume 1 and Secret Wars Volume 2, Civil War, X-Men, World War Hulk, and the new first 10 years, the Phase 1 of Marvel Studios. And then the small box expansions, Fantastic Four, Paint the Town Red, which is Spider-Man centric, Guardians of the Galaxy, Captain America, Deadpool, Marvel Noir, Spider-Man Homecoming, and Champions. So you'll have seen that I was flicking through the instruction sheets there just so I wouldn't forget any. So there is a ton of expanded content for this game. Absolute absolute huge amount of content and hundreds, probably thousands of cards actually. So anyway, this is how I'm storing it these days. The solution has expanded itself. I mean, where as possible, I like to keep stuff in the original boxes. So here we go. So what I've done, so what would normally happen is all my instruction books, they go in, they fit, no problem at all. So there we go, we got that, and we got the board for the game. This is the original hard board. It's upside down, but there you go, you get the idea. So it's a fold out board for the main game. So this is currently the core box. What I've done is just lined it with black paper, just to kind of, you know, make it look nicer, and then put two lots of foam core in. I've basically measured it up, stuck two bits of foam core together, and made three channels effectively. What I wanted to do was store the game mat now to replace the main board with the new expansion, the Marvel Studios first 10 years, Phase 1. You get the rubber mat with it, which is okay. They've kind of they've sort of cut a bit off, you know, so you've got bits for your KO'd heroes and stuff. So, you know, you can sort of see here the bits are cut off, which isn't brilliant, to be honest. But anyway, it's okay. But I wanted to store it, and I probably will use it, so that's fine. But I wanted to keep that, and obviously it's got a central channel there to store that in. I've also got the tokens from Guardians of the Galaxy in this little box too, so that just stays in there. And then what I've done is I've separated all the cards and alphabetized them by type. So in this little section here, it is all of the masterminds, just alphabetized. What I tend to do is... Oh no, not for these, sorry, not for these. So, I mean, I make my own dividers. So I've just labelled them Mastermind, and this is the Zombie Green Goblin, for example. So he lives in there at the back of the pile because he is Z. And then at the front of the pile, again, for example, we've got Mastermind Adrian Toombs from Spider-Man Homecoming. So that's just how I store them. Cards stay in front. The divider is made so you know, you can see what lives in front of it, and that's it. So all of the masterminds are in there, alphabetized. And then we've got all of our schemes from all expansions, apart from the stuff from Marvel Studios first 10 years Phase 1. And I'll tell you why in a minute. So I've got all of the schemes, scheme twists, master strikes, all of the bystanders all mixed in, all of the wounds, and we the sort of new edition cards, tokens, ambitions, and horrors. So they're all kind of, you know, in one channel. And in this channel, I've got all of the villains up to here. So that's all villains from, again, every expansion apart from first 10 years. And then from here onwards, I've got all the henchman villains. So they're all the villains, just alphabetized, so they're easy to find. And I can just, you know, I can just grab this box and like, okay, who's my mastermind? Who's my henchman villain? Who are my henchman villains? Who are my villains? What scheme am I going to play against? Grab my scheme twists, master strikes, bystanders, wounds, whether I'm playing with tokens, ambitions, or horrors, and then that's good to go. So that's it. So that's the core box. I wanted to, just make a kind of tidy storage solution, so it was all easy to find. So yeah, so that's that basically. So that lives in there, that fits in there quite nicely. And then my tokens on top, then the board. And I've made the foam core quite low, so we've got a good kind of ½ an inch, I suppose. No, more than that, probably 3/4 of an inch. And then the board goes on top, then the instructions, and then the game box lid. So that's that. So that's, yeah, all the masterminds, henchmen, villains, scheme twists, etc. And then what I've done, I've got 2 of the big box expansion boxes. I tend to chuck these out, to be honest, unless I need them. So I don't have, these are the only boxes I've got left over from buying Marvel Legendary. I'm not really one for keeping boxes if I'm not using them. So basically these are all the heroes. So wrong way round and wrong way round. So these are all the heroes. So this is what I've done for this one. Again, all alphabetized, and it's just basically A to G, G to R, R to X, and that's it. So that's all of the heroes from all of the expansions. Then I've got at the back here shield agent, shield officer, shield trooper, sidekicks, and special sidekicks. So again, I can just grab these boxes, pull out my troopers, officers, and agents, whether I'm using sidekicks or not, and then select my heroes for whatever kind of game I'm playing, and I'm good to go. So yeah, it's I mean, there's so many cards. Trying to find a solution where they all fit in the one box is quite a challenge. How I've split them up, so they're all alphabetized, but I might want to know what sort of special skills they've got or what box set they've come from. So, for example, and we'll just use the first one out here. So we've got Agent Venom, who comes first. He is his class is a spider friend, so I've noted that. He's come from the secret weapon. Secret Wars. I forgot what it's called. I'm going to need to check. Is it Secret Wars? He's forgotten. Secret Wars, yes. Secret Wars Volume 2. So he's come from Secret Wars Volume 2, and he's got Strength, Instinct, and Tech. So there's some very fancy dividers that you can download from Board Game Geek, but I don't like to rely on other people making dividers for me, just in case they stop doing it. And if they stop doing it, my kind of divider system would fail ultimately. So I like to make my own dividers, and they suit my needs. Again, so we got his Groot. So he's from Guardians of the Galaxy, which is denoted by this class. So he's Guardians of the Galaxy class, but from Guardians of the Galaxy box set, and he's got Strength and Covert, for example. So that's how I do it. So I know where all the heroes have come from, what their strengths and what their skills are, and what set they've come from, etc., etc. So that's it. So that's my storage. So the only anomaly was this row here. This encompasses all of this effectively. So this is the newest big box expansion, which is basically a reissue of this effectively. There are less heroes. You get less heroes, but all of the heroes you get are the same. So the cards for, oh, here we go. So Black Widow, for example, we've got screen caps from the films, but her abilities on these cards are the same abilities. Let's have a look, shall we? So this is Black Widow from Legendary, and this is Black Widow from Phase 1. So we've got, where we go, so Silent Sniper and Silent Sniper, they're the same. And that's fine, but it's good to know that you are basically buying the game again. So yeah, it's they're the same cards, they're the same abilities, they're the same things. So in this set, and you get the playmat as well, which is cool. So that's a little bit different. So in this set, you get Black Widow, Captain America, Hawkeye, Hulk, Iron Man, Nick Fury, and Thor. And you get your agents, officers, and troopers, which again, exactly the same, but with screen caps. And then you get some different you get two of the same masterminds. You get Loki and Red Skull, which appeared in the original base game. But you also get Ironmonger from Iron Man. So he's new, so that's fine. So again, for the completionist in you, this set is possibly not worth getting, but there are some new elements in it. As far as I'm aware, I've not scrutinised it completely. All of the schemes are the same, but they're just called different things. So, you know, they're more Marvel Cinematic Universe centric. So invade Asgard, Asgard under siege, superheroes, civil war, radioactive palladium poisoning, replace Earth's leaders with Hydra. I think that one was from the base game, from the original one. Enslaved minds with the Chitauri scepter. So yeah, I mean, you know, so and they've got Marvel and Thor, and so yeah, and this is from the Avengers, and that's from Iron Man, from Captain America, Avengers and Avengers. So you know, you can play different schemes from different films, but they are the same. The same scheme as the original set, and you've got some new bystanders, and that's it. So yeah, so if you're a completionist, you probably want it, like me, just to kind of complete the collection and have the new mastermind. But for 40 something pounds, 42 I think I paid, you know, it might be worth it to you and it might not. So we'll put Black Widow back where she goes. So again, as you can see, it's quite easy to stack. Make sure you've got 14 cards. Apart from World War Hulk, so all of the heroes have got 14 cards. Apart from World War Hulk, where there's some extra cards. So generally, you know, when you're packing up, you just make sure you've got 14 cards, and they're good to go. So this is my storage solution for Marvel Legendary. So we've got, let's put it all out, shall we? Don't know if we can get it all on camera even. Let's move up. So that's it. That's all of Legendary across one core box and two big box expansion boxes. So any questions, queries, comments, let me know. I get requests for the dividers all the time, and I'm quite happy to send them to you. I really should pull my finger out really and just upload them to Board Game Geek and up onto the files section, which I might well do. But again, if you shoot me a private message and let me know what email address you want them sent to, I'm quite happy to send them. They're all updated. I just keep adding to them. So they are, you just print them out on an A4 sheet of paper. I mean, I laminate them just, so they last and print them out on different color cards, depending on what it corresponds to. And that's it basically. So if you want the dividers, they're all up to date. And, but again, you'd be relying on my dividers. And as I said before, I don't like relying on someone else making my dividers in case I stop making them, and then, although you could continue to make them yourself, there's nothing clever about them. So yes, that's Marvel Legendary, all complete and all stored and all boxed up. It's a cracking game, it really is. So yeah, any questions, queries, comments, let me know, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers, guys.